What's up, guys? Dodgers Randy here for your game recap in today's unfortunate 4-3 loss against the Cardinals. We'll get into that really quickly. I just want to give you guys an update about what we've heard going along since yesterday. Urias will actually get one more start before moving to the bullpen, so that was confirmed. We'll get him out there one more day, and then based off of what happened with Hyun-Jin Ryu, which I'll touch on in a minute, we may see him even longer. Kershaw is going to join the rotation after his second rehab start, which is slated for tomorrow. They expect him to start Sunday against the Brewers or Monday against the Reds. Something interesting about this, though, is with Ryu's injury tonight, I doubt it happens, but there's the thought, we heard Joe Davis and Oral Hershiser talk about it, that maybe they decide to not have Kershaw go to Tulsa and have him just pitch the game tomorrow against the Cardinals. I'm kind of iffy on that. Last year when they brought him back after not doing a rehab start, he played against the Phillies, ended up getting hurt again, having to go back on it was the DL then, the IL now. And I don't want to see him get hurt at all. A rehab game, he's not throwing as hard. But he did have the one, so I don't know. I don't think it'll happen. It's not really worth risking him this early in the season. They're now 8-3 on the year, so it's not something you really want to risk, but we'll see what happens. It is supposed to be Stripling tomorrow. We do need length out of him. This bullpen is just working too hard, especially with Ryu's injury today. But Bellinger, positive note, he did win Player of the Week after his performance. I mean, we know what the guy's doing what he's doing. He's killing it right now. He actually has more home runs than strikeouts. He has 7 home runs, 6 strikeouts, and he's hitting the ball well against everyone, left-handers, righties especially. He already has 2 home runs against lefties this season. He only had 6 all last season against left-handed pitching, so he's seen the ball well. He unfortunately didn't get a hit tonight, which ends his 10-game hit streak. He did reach base a few times, though, but it was off of walks and then a fielder's choice, so his on-base streak will continue. His hit will not. Also another fun one on Bellinger. Some actually really cool, kind of puts him up there with one of the greats. RBIs began being tracked in 1920. Since then, only 2 players have had 7 home runs and 18 RBIs in their first 10 games of the season. One being the amazing Willie Mays, and the other one now being Cody Bellinger. So he's up there with some great company. Just kind of goes to show you what he's already done this season. And hopefully he can keep going at it tonight, or this season. Didn't strike out tonight, didn't get a hit, but he reached base on 2 walks, like I mentioned 10 seconds ago. So he's still doing it, finding a way. So really quickly, let's jump into Ryu. He was pitching until the 2nd inning. He looked good in the 1st inning, command-wise. 2nd inning, went out there and got 2 quick outs, and then unfortunately the trainers came out and pulled him. We got the news that it is the same groin that he tore last year that had him miss 91 games. Unfortunately, that is what he's dealing with. They said it's a strain. They said it's not as bad as last year. However, I'm not going to believe any of that until I see him on the mound again, because you just never know. So it became a bullpen game in the 2nd inning, which was the last thing we needed. We needed Ryu to have depth because this bullpen is they're pitching a lot. However, they were able to pitch the rest of the game only using 4 guys, and they'll have Santana tomorrow, Caleb Ferguson. So both those guys can be used for a couple innings depending on how Stripling does, but hopefully he can get us at least into the 6th. He can go 6 full innings tomorrow. So Dylan Floro came in. Dylan Floro, in my mind, is super underrated by Dodger fans, myself included. He has just been under the radar, getting everything done. He came in to the 2nd inning with 2 outs, and then he pitched and he got out of that inning, and then he went 1-2-3 in the 3rd and 1-2-3 in the 4th, and his day was over, but he didn't even give up a hit. And this is a guy coming out of the bullpen in the 2nd inning, so he's not really, when he's sitting in the bullpen, he's not mentally, they're always mentally prepared, but he's not having to sit there and think, okay, I could be going in at any minute. It's the 2nd inning. He's killing it. Alexander came in 5th inning, 1-2-3. He did start the 6th, and then he gave up a single, and then that's kind of when disaster hit. Joe Kelly came in. I don't know what's going on with him. He just seems like he can't find his command. Again, it's still beginning of the season. Nobody needs to freak out just yet. Guys are still finding it. if this continues to go on, like another 2-3 weeks, then I could see people stressing out. I see people being upset. It makes sense. We need him to get it together, because that cost us another win today with him on the mound. He couldn't get it done. He pitched the entire 6th inning, gave up a walk, a single. He did get a double play. However, after that, he gave up a wild pitch, which let a run come across, and then a single, and then a line out. So he's got to get it together. If Alexander doesn't have that single, if he comes in a clean inning, he walks a guy, gives up a single, then turns a double play, and maybe only 1 run comes across instead of 2, but that doesn't matter. He still needs to come through, and I'm really hoping we see that from him sooner than later, because he's a key piece to this bullpen. So I don't know. But Pedro Baez, who has been killing it since his first 2 appearances. Well, he sucked in his first 2. Since then, completely dominating. 7th and 8th inning, 1, 2, 3 inning, both innings, 6 up, 6 down. So it looks like he's finding his groove again, which again we need. But right now it's looking like Kelly's really the only issue in the bullpen. Yes, Yemi Garcia's in there. Personally, I don't see him lasting the entire season in the bullpen. Hopefully not even the next month or so. But depending what happens with Ryu, injuries, you never know what's going to happen. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that one as we go. Hopefully, if Yemi does come in, he can step it up, because having 2 right-handed relievers, obviously you don't want any, but having 2 of your right-handed relievers really makes things a little tough, because then you really only have Floro, Baez, and Kenley right-handed to really work with. So that's kind of it for pitching. Hitting, it just wasn't the greatest today. There wasn't a lot of strikeouts, which I always prefer. It means they're putting the ball in play, but they did well in the first inning. Jock got hit by a pitch. Seager followed that up with a single. Bellinger, we know how quick he is. He hit into a potential double play. They did not turn it. He beat out the throw to first, which allowed a run to come across, which then set Pollock up, who got an RBI double. So that first inning, things looked really good. Kind of following that, there really wasn't much more that kind of went on offensively. Seager did have an RBI single after Jock got hit by a pitch. He did end up bringing him around at one point, it looked like. I think that was Jock. But it really wasn't a great day offensively. It wasn't terrible, but you had Muncy, who hit into a double play. You had Bellinger, who almost hit into a double play, but got out of it. You had Martin, who hit into a double play, but wasn't even his fault. Kike did it again. Huge mental error. Martin hits a second and third, 1 out. Martin hits a fly ball to center field. Kike takes off right off the bat. It possibly looked like it could be a blooper, but he got doubled up. We don't know, obviously, if he once again forgot the outs or if he thought it was going to drop and just took off. But either way, that was a big, big error right there, because if not, you then have a pinch hitter most likely coming up in that position right there. Maybe Turner, who knows, but with 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs. And Kike's now done that 2 games in a row. Yesterday, I could excuse it. It's going to happen not forgetting your outs. That should never happen. But mental errors happen in the game. However, 2 games in a row is not good, especially when he cost us a run yesterday and potentially cost us 2 runs today. I hope Robert sits him, not because we don't need him. We need him in the lineup, but he needs to be paying attention. You can't have that happen 2 games in a row and Roberts just go, okay, we're going to let it go. I mean, we saw what happened with Bellinger last year when he didn't run out a triple at AT&T Park. And yes, hustling is different, but at the same time, mental errors hurt your team just as bad. And Kike has now had 2 in 2 games. And like I said, they're both costing the team runs, and that's just unacceptable. So really, that's it. Unfortunately, it was a bad loss. Worst thing about it was obviously losing Ryu, but to have the lead and then lose it once again to Joe Kelly, it kind of sucks. It hurts, but it's not the end of the world. Every game does count. I still stick by that, but we started off so hot that I don't think this is going to slow things down. Every once in a while, they're not going to have a good game. Bullpen's going to blow the games. Offense isn't going to do their thing. Starters are going to get hurt or get pulled early in the game. So it's just part of the sport. It's a long season. Let's hope they turn it around tomorrow and pick up the next 3. Don't want to come out of this with the series splits. For some reason, the Cardinals always have our number when we play them. So hopefully they can get the next 3. Stripling tomorrow, Maeda on Wednesday, and Buehler on Thursday. So we'll see. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that it was a loss, but either way, we'll get them tomorrow. All right, bye guys.